good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this from. This is the Ascended Masters Roundtable Quantum Ascension Discussions. I am your host, Janie Lynn. We hope you woke to the most miracle morning and are having the most fortunate day today. Today, our topic is the frequency of gratitude, and Hillis Pugh will be co-hosting it. And just as a short overview, we have Hillis Pugh, who is a Lemurian light worker. We have Sharon Caren, who is the Akashic Record Master. We have Charlotte Tomlinson, who is an author and a musician. We have Alex Campo, who is an amazing trauma coach, mother, and dog breeder, dog trainer. She has a plethora of things she does. And then we have Laura Van Tyne with us this morning, who is your go-to person for clearing all of the dark, negative entities and beings that nobody wants to face. She goes there. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in and watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And Hillis, it is all yours.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of what is the Hillis, Pugh, and Ascended Masters. No, I'm just kidding.
It's almost, yes.
You guys have been watching us for a few weeks now, so you guys got to know, getting to know us, and I hope that you're getting more familiar with who we are, what we do, and what our backgrounds are. And so today we're diving into my specialty and how I got started in the work that I do, which is the frequency of gratitude. But what a lot of people don't know and understand is that when you talk about gratitude, it's often spoken of in terms of making it through a challenge or making it through something. That's when gratitude is most recognized. But as I teach people about gratitude, I want people to remember that gratitude is also an offering, a prayer, if you will. And thank you for the food that I have, or thank you for the money to buy the food, or thank you for the farmers who grew the food. And so it just goes into this repetitious cycle of offering thanks or a prayer to those who were of service to you, who you benefited from. But also more on the more advanced space of this that a lot of people may not be aware of is that we often talk about, we hear the term law of attraction, right? Everyone's familiar with the law of attraction? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But what most people don't understand is that the law of attraction comes out of the third and immutable law, meaning it cannot be changed. It's the law of vibration. And everything has a vibration, everything has a frequency. And so as I teach people about this, in the simple formula that I put together is that you have your thought, which is neutral. And then you have your feelings or emotions, which is the gas to fuel the thought. And then you have your words that put everything in motion, whether if it's written or spoken, equals the manifestation. But the more you appreciate what you have, the more you appreciate the energy of it, the quicker it manifests or materializes for you, and the faster that everything goes. And so the question that I have for the masters today is that how has gratitude really shown up in your life, and how has gratitude really benefited, or should I say, how have you benefited from the frequency of gratitude?
Well, my understanding is, so we're all born with a holy name, the I am. And so when we say, I am that I am, we have the creator source within us. And that is a really high frequency. And we're talking about frequency, everything is energy, everything is connected. And so when I say, I am grateful for, we're blessing ourselves, we have the creator source within us, and whatever we lay the I am on the altar of, we're giving it the power. So we want to give it the power of expansion and the high energy of the love energy. I don't know if you've ever had the map the Scale of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins. But how do we relate to energy? And this is how I relate to the energy. So the gratitude, when we say, I am that I am, we are actually going into the frequency of gratitude, which is the love energy, the abundance energy. So it's really all the same when we put it together and really understand that and open up our hearts that we have everything we needed when we came in, and we just have to remember. And thank you for picking gratitude.
Yeah, I mean, gratitude is pretty much like the foundation of what we do. But I want to hear from the rest of you, Charlotte, Laura, Alex. You guys can just jump in at any time.
Let's have Laura go next if she can, because she's got to jump
All
out.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, we have to understand that we're here, our soul's here for lessons and experiences we need. And we need to be grateful for even those trying times, no matter how difficult or traumatizing they are, because it really helps us, if we choose, it helps us to grow and create a healthier soul, because our soul health is paramount in all that we do. It's more important than our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, our financial health. It's our soul health, because at the end of the day, the only thing we ever take with us is our soul.
Yeah.
So we really need to focus in on what can we learn from the experience. And sometimes we don't learn from the experience until years later, and that's okay. And part of that is forgiveness, but we need to understand that forgiveness is not forgetness. And
Thank you for saying that.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between forgiving and forgetting, and forgiveness does not have a timeline. Karma does not have a timeline. It's all about balance and healing and health, and to be grateful for those experiences, no matter how difficult they are, because we don't know how that's going to play out in the road, down the road. So if we have a traumatizing experience, now perhaps I am an advocate for children's health and well-being or something like that, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have that, what I would consider a horrible experience, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And I think we can all find a ring of truth in that.
Indeed.
I certainly can.
And that's where I think true gratitude comes into play, because life's messy. Life's not easy.
Life isn't for sissies.
No,
It's not for sissies. Yeah.
No.
So there's my 2 cents. So
Thank you so much for that, Laura.
I
Go
want to
ahead,
piggyback
Alex.
on what you just said, Laura, because it rings so true. I mean, people look at me like, if you don't know my background, part of how I got into my work is helping parents and children working through their traumas. I've had 2 near-death experiences, both of which my ex-husband tried to kill me, that I had to work through. I had severe PTSD. He abused my children. When I left him, my middle son was 5 months. My oldest was 21 months, nonverbal. The abuse went on to them, and having to go through that. And honestly, I used to beat myself up. Like, how awful of a mom I am. How could I do that to my babies? How could I bring them into this world knowing that? And then I got pregnant. Now there's like an age gap of like 8 years between the oldest 2 and the youngest. He's 3 now, and they're 10 and 11. But back in 2020, I was already awakening. I was already in my work. I was already, doing my healing, but it was like, there was this turning point for me where I had Archangel Michael full on incarnate in my barn. And I'm sitting there thinking I'm losing my mind, staring at this like 20 maybe foot thing in my barn. Like, what is going on? And he was like, I'm here to tell you because you need this information. I'll never forget it. It was July of 2020. And he was coming to me to tell me, you have to stop beating yourself up because you have such a big mission that you are being into right now. This is a pivotal time in humanity, and you are going to be doing this huge thing, but you have got to stop beating yourself up. You have got to stop harboring all this hate towards yourself for things that were meant to be your baby. I always joke that, like, because I was on birth control, faithfully took it, right? I know there's a debate. I don't take birth control now. It's a whole thing, right? But I was on birth control. All 3 of my babies babies incarnated despite the fact, despite everything. And
Yeah,
I was always joking.
they're here for a reason.
Right. I used to joke that,
Yeah.
right? And then exactly like you
Yeah.
said, their souls chose this time. Their souls chose me. My oldest two chose me because they knew I would save them. I did. Their biological dad's rights were terminated in 2017 because I got them saved. My baby, he is going to do huge things. He is such a stellar, and he chose me because of the way I'm raising him. His soul wanted me. His soul wanted my life and what we are doing here. He wanted to be part of it. And it was so divine where Archangel Michael was like, you've got to give yourself grace. You've got to forgive yourself. You have to realize this is part of your journey. And it was so hard for me to grip at first because I'm like, how the heck did I choose having a gun pointed at me where I shouldn't even be alive right now? Like, who on their right mind would choose that? And he asked me, he said, but what happened after that? What did it take you to the level of your healing through those experiences? Would you have gone through that and been able to help the people you help today who find their way to you divinely if you didn't go through that? And the answer was no. There's no way I would have been able to do what I do now with the level of compassion and experience. I help people who were like me. That was my goal this lifetime, with the abundance of love and protection. Sharon helped me find out that was part of my mission, where it's like, I have the love for the hold and space for love of humanity and to protect. I am a protector. Well, that's no surprise given what I've gone through, but I wouldn't be here without that. And I didn't until I held that gratitude for what has gone on, knowing that I'm able to transmute this into something positive. All three of my children are going to impact the world in their way because of this. And to have
Most
that,
people don't ever get that to that point, Alex, right?
yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
But when we can hear it from somebody who's gone through what you've gone through, and they hear it from you, it makes the world less lonely.
Yes.
Totally.
Right?
You're not alone.
Yeah.
It
And on
does.
that lovely note, I have to go, but thank you guys. I appreciate you all, and I'm sorry that I have to make this short, but thank you so much.
So
Well,
nice
thank
to meet
you.
you, Laura.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
Lord,
for
I look
coming.
forward to being in touch.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Bye.
And so, Charlotte, actually, I'm going to address Alex, and Charlotte, I want to get your input on this. And so, Alex, thank you so much for sharing your story. And this is what gratitude, or the appearance of gratitude, really is. It's about us at the base level of gratitude, allowing ourselves to see our journey and to understand the journey, that we've actually made it through something. And, my journey, how I started with this, it was back in 2008. I'm not going to get into it because I've told this story many, 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 many times. and all of us have a similar story in how we all have this catalyst in our moment, in our lives, to allow us to get to where we are, to be ourselves, to be who we are. But Charlotte, I want to hear from you. How has gratitude really served you in your life?
Well, I think whenever I meditate, and I've only started a meditation practice in the last 6 months, and I do it pretty much every day. Whenever I get stuck, I go into gratitude. So if I'm sort of sitting there and I can't quite connect, or I'm feeling a little bit, my head's busy and I've got so many things to do and I can't settle, as soon as I start gratitude and thanking, and sometimes if I can't get onto anything big or important, I might just sort of go really simple and thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for, I'm so grateful for food. I'm so grateful that, I just pick anything. And as soon as I get on that loop, I start feeling better. And it's so instant and it's so amazing. I'm sure everybody has this experience, but and it makes me realize how high vibrational it is. And that what you were saying, Sharon, about is it the David Hawkins or Dawkins? I can't remember.
Yeah, David R. Hawkins.
Hawkins. Yeah, I mean, that book is fantastic. And that's when he measures all the different emotions. And I can't remember where gratitude is, but it's very high, isn't it?
It is. It's up with in between like the love and the joy, which is over 540. And it's my understanding that we can't stay in a body if we get over like 600 or 700. So when we've gotten there, we're enlightened, and then we don't have to come back. But, you know.
So basically, we just have to be thankful all the time. And we're sorted,
Yes.
sorted.
Exactly. And I really like what you said, Sharon, because it's actually one of the things that I teach about is, you know, people having to go on in that space of what I call the thank you and page. You know, I do mine in the shower sometimes where I just start rambling off things I'm appreciative for, the things that I'm thankful for. And sometimes you have to do that to allow yourself to raise the frequency. But now sometimes, you know, we're in this bubble of energy was just a lot happening. And so sometimes we just have to allow ourselves to dig a little bit deeper. And I just wanted to now take this moment to welcome Spring to today's chat where we are discussing the frequency of gratitude. And the question that was posed earlier was, how has gratitude really affected or changed your life? So Spring, and then Janie.
Hi there. Good morning, guys.
Good
Can
morning.
you talk just a little bit louder?
Is that
Or
better?
closer.
Yep.
Yeah. Still no furniture in the house. We're just we're just camping.
You made it. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. So this has been the month of gratitude for sure. For me, I mean, not that it isn't always, but like I said, being grateful that we do have furniture coming eventually, you know, and it's just, you know, I won't say I'm struggling. I've just been having an adjustment, and I'm allowing the things that are hard for me to just be grateful for them. Like, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. We could be homeless right now, you know, like, you know, these kind of things. Even grateful to the people that are causing you ill experiences. You know, I've been having a lot of things that they're just popping in, and I guess it's time to clear them all out. And what's helping that is being grateful for those experiences so I can learn from them quicker and release them so they don't come. Hopefully that experience doesn't come back. You know, get the lesson over with, you know.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I've been in that state pretty much every day for the last couple months here. And it's definitely getting me through. It's definitely raising my vibe up, you know, keeping me where I'm not just going to spiral downward, because it's very easy to do with all I have going on right now. But I am very proud of myself, you know, honestly, for everything I've been going through. And we're just knocking them out one at a time, you know. So,
And I think one of the
Awesome.
things you
Thank
just
you.
touched in on is so important, because it's like, is life going to stop just because we're, you know, able to get into flow or things like that? No, life doesn't stop. But where do we come from? Where do we allow ourselves to sit in the, you know, ruminating and just like negative? No, if we can sit there, and even one of the things I always preach to clients, I'm like, literally start your day off with 3 things you're grateful for. I woke up today. I have a roof over my head. I am able to get out of bed today. Like, that might sound simple, but if you've got pain, like I deal with pain, there's days I struggle to get out of bed physically, right? So on the days I can physically get out of bed, no problem, I'm excited. If you want to let me share my screen real quick, I can show the levels of consciousness. I have it pulled up. That might make it easier for people who are maybe new to this, to be able to, I tried to share, but it says it's locked. But I think it's so important though, Spring, like what you're doing, and people don't realize like how vital it is. Or if you find yourself going into that depression, going into that darkness, you know, things of that nature, it can be so easy to spiral.
yes.
And you know, that's one of the things that people are in their energy of, is having the space of distraction. Because right now we are all in the space of being distracted, all in the space of not really wanting to truly understand what this is, or how we're moving into this, or just allowing ourselves to be. And so with the energy of us being distracted, we have to find our stillness and the focus. And what can we focus on is the love of self, the joy that we have for self, the appreciation for our environment. And so Alex, if you want to take us really quick through this, but I actually have something similar that I teach with as a tool to help others. So go ahead, Alex.
Well, does Sharon want to do it? Because this is like totally her realm, working with
Oh,
the
Sharon.
stuff.
Well, here, it's everything is energy.
Right.
We can't touch it. You know, unless we kind of have an idea with words what each of the frequencies mean. That's why I think it's so important, and I share it with everybody, because we might not, you know, we can feel energy, but if we're not really open and expansive, maybe we're not feeling it. So that's what's so important. Basically, the where you see the power versus force. Power is flow energy, force is push energy. Anything that's below the 200, 199 and below, is basically there's not much energy coming in our chakras at all. So that's what's important, and that's what I share with everyone, because in order to keep our physical body living with ease, that's what we have to focus on. It really is a matter of life and death. You know, we create dis-ease if our physical body isn't living with ease. We're in the fight or flight. That's why this is so crucial. So the 200 and above, I like to tell people, how can we switch something on a dime? Because it's all about our thoughts and our words. So looking at this energy with the courage and above, and all the way to enlightenment, and we're human, so we're going to be going up and down. We're going to be having, you know, go out to the mailbox and, oh, you know, something from the IRS, and you kind of go, you know, and the energy drops really low, and that fear energy and all of that. However, if we notice that we're dipping down to any of those words in the course, what I do, we have the emotional body, and the emotional body actually tells us where we're at. So my favorite thing to do is, when I notice what I'm noticing, if I've dipped down into the 199 or below, which we don't want to pitch a tent there, then I say, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love? And when I say the love word, it starts opening up my heart again. I'm reminding myself, no, I'm not going to go down there. I'm not going to compromise, you know, my physical human beingness. I'm going to be up in the higher frequencies. So we really can, when we notice that we're down, you know, anger, people are in guilt, shame, grief, fear, right now particularly. So we just want to look at this and just realize what our thoughts and our words are. And then if it's low energy, whatever words you like, but when I say the love, you know, it's like, what would I love? That just opens up my heart and I get excited. So that's just in a nutshell.
Right, and so I really like this tangible piece, Sharon and Alex. Thank you for presenting this. And so, what I want to express in this moment is that, you know, earlier, Sharon, you talked about the I am presence. And so the I am energy, the creator's light energy, the energy that is us, that lives in us, is tangible for everyone, though it may seem intangible, but everyone can reach it. And so when we speak of I am, those are the two most powerful words in the universe, and follow that is the space of creation, which is, you know, most of us build our affirmations upon. With us building our affirmations upon that, and when I talked earlier about the thank you rampage that I do, some of the things that we can say is that I'm happy and grateful for X, Y, and Z. But what I tend to teach people is, now that since we're talking about today about the frequency of gratitude, is then for us to elevate our frequency from gratitude to appreciation or to love. Reason being is because I just want everyone to, either right now and those watching as well, to take this moment to say to yourself or out loud, I am happy and grateful for my car or for whatever possession you have. I'm happy and grateful for me having a job. I'm happy and grateful for having food. Whatever it is, just say it out loud or to yourself, whatever makes you most comfortable.
I'm happy and grateful to be with you all today.
Yes.
Lights up my life.
And so now I want you to then say that same phrase, but replace gratitude with appreciation, or I appreciate, or I am in appreciation of. And I just want you to feel that subtle difference in the energy and frequency. And you feel, and that's what this is about. It's about feeling that subtleness, because energy is very subtle. And me being a master of words and becoming a master of energy, it's about understanding the subtleness of the frequencies that we hold. Right. And that's what it comes down to. And Janie, you can take this screen. You can stop sharing, or Alex, yeah. And so that's what I want everyone to understand, is that it's about the subtleness of the experience that we walk with every single day. It's about the nuances that we may become aware of or maybe not become aware of. And in that is the marriage of the energy of gratitude, elevating into appreciation and manifesting into the energy of the law of vibration. Because with that being said and understood, when you hold a thought for 17 seconds, you allow yourself to create something new. And every 17 seconds, you hold that thought, you allow something even greater to materialize in your space. And so this is why it's important to understand the awareness of yourself, of your body, of your frequencies, the subtleness of all that it encompasses. And so it is in that space in which we allow ourselves to live. And yes, we are human. And so we are going through a human experience, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy all the highs and lows of it. Because if we didn't have the lows, we wouldn't know the highs. So there's this energy of contrast that has to exist for us to enjoy and accept what is to.
So I want to throw something in really quick, because I want to challenge everyone who's watching this. You said 17 seconds. You know, how many times have you fallen into this stuck mindset? Maybe you're mad about something or anything else, and it's just like consumed you all day, and you're just sitting there thinking about it, right? Like he said, every 17 seconds, you're creating something. So when we are able to even just pause and maybe count to 30, if we're so deep stuck, and be like, I'm grateful I can count 2, I'm grateful I can be, right? Like even something like that, where it's like you're stopping that flow of rumination. Even something simple like that to bring yourself down can literally shift you. Just even like saying that, like right now, like my heart feels like even better. And I only said like 2 things, right? But my frequency, because I was speaking those words, those high vibrational words, I was able to already just like create a fluttering feeling in my chest, which now I'm like, oh.
And see, this is why I teach about the formula that is, you know, thoughts are neutral. Thoughts have no energy. And then you add your feelings or emotions to the thought to fuel it like a car. And that's the gas that gives it the go. And then you have your words, written or spoken, is the energy to give everything the direction. And then it equals to the materialization of what you just manifested for yourself. And so now we are coming to the close of this, guys. And I want everyone's final thoughts about how some takeaways for this, how people can take away the space of where we are and what we are creating for ourselves. But we have a guest, unknown guest. Who's this unknown guest?
Ryan Young is here.
Oh, Ryan is here. Oh.
He made it.
Welcome, Ryan. Welcome. And I wish we could see your awesome face. And thank you for joining us today, even though it's at the end of this awesome discussion. But I'm sure you have something of value for all our audience to watch.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, sorry. I don't, my phone's not letting it go on screen. I had to go on my phone because I'm driving right now. But yeah, good to be here. Janie sent me the link, so.
Awesome.
So
So
the activator, be here now.
Yes, exactly. Be here now. We appreciate your presence and balancing out these energies. And so with everything that was talked about as we, bring it to a close, and just to catch you up really quick, Ryan, just really understanding the frequency of gratitude and how it elevates into appreciation, how it elevates into us materializing our life, and how it is really the foundation of all things. And so just real quick, everyone, I just want everyone's thoughts and how everything can go. And Alex, you had your hand up, but you go, Alex. Go.
Well, because this is my last piece, well, as we're wrapping up, but I wanted to piggyback on what you said, because the first thing that came to mind when you were like, thoughts are neutral, right? Totally agree. But some people on the other side of the screen watching it, that might be like, but you don't know what they said. And, like, oh, now I'm in my emotions, right? Well, if that is you, I want to say this. Imagine somebody is speaking to you in a foreign tongue that you have no idea what they're saying. They could be calling you all kinds of names, saying all kinds of awful things to you. And you're just like, okay, cool, right? You have no idea. Because it's not the thought, it's not the words that the person is speaking that matters. It's the emotions and the energy we ourselves give those words. So if someone's speaking to you in native tongue, calling you all kinds of things, you just be like, okay. Versus if you actually give them the meaning.
It's the reaction.
Right. So those are one of the things as my final thoughts on this.
Well, yes, Sharon.
What I've learned, probably one of the most powerful things that I've learned is nothing has meaning unless we put meaning on it. We get to choose everything in our lives, when we come in, when we go out, whatever we do in between. And when we can notice what we're noticing and just remember, nothing has meaning unless we put the meaning on it. So we're not victims. We're very powerful, luminous light beings, and we're here to do what we came to do, whatever that is. It's different for everyone. So it's, I had a broken neck when I was 27, and that changed my life. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm particularly with you, my favorite people.
Thank you.
We're grateful
Thank
you
for
are
that,
here.
Sharon. Me too. Spring, go ahead. Did you?
Yes, so my final thoughts are, I remembered something that I do with some of my clients when they really just need to find the gratitude back.
Just speak up just a bit.
Okay, sorry, I gotta pick up the laptop a little bit, put it. So I have a sound table where you can actually hear music and certain things come through it. So if you don't have a sound table, you can record on your voice recorder on your phone and write down like 30 seconds, like she said, start with 17, but try to go to 30 and see if you can make it up to a minute even, and just say, I am powerful. I am grateful for, I am this, and then I am grateful for. I try to switch those back. So you're doing an I am and a grateful for, and then you listen to it. And almost every person ends up crying, like even the big, strong, tough guys, if they hear themselves saying it, it's just like super powerful. So that's my little takeaway for the day.
I love that. And just to reiterate, you guys, so Spring is just suggesting, which I love. And actually, I've done this for myself as well. I haven't done it in a while, so it's a good reminder. I should do it again. Is that you take, everyone has a phone and everyone has a voice memo section on your phone to make it easy. And just record yourself for 17-second intervals, recording affirmations. And it could be different affirmations, or it could be the same affirmation over and over again for intervals of 17 seconds. So thank you for that, Spring. Charlotte?
I've just been realizing as we've been talking that, I mean, I know this and we all know this, but sometimes you just need to be grateful for something you haven't got, but you want. So
That's how you manifest.
well, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. But I mean, there is something that I really want and I thought it was going ahead. And then there was the last few days, it's been taken away with the possibility it may not come back. And I'm in this lovely position of being very non-attached, just going, oh, I wonder what it's going to happen. But because I really want this thing, I won't go into what it is. So I'm just going to be really grateful for it or something better.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the key, to or something better. And Ryan, what are your thoughts, your feelings, energy about stepping into and having the gratitude as foundation for you and your life, and what that you can leave as a tool or tip for those who are watching now?
Well, I noticed that chart. I think that's from, because I kind of came in late. It's Dr. David Hawkins' work,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I just got that book and I was going to subscribe to his thing. I really like his stuff. So the topic was being grateful regardless of circumstances, right?
Pretty
Yes,
much,
being
yes.
the frequency of it. Yes.
I would say, yeah, I think, kind of law of attraction where you attract, your thoughts really attract your circumstances to you. So living proactively rather than reactively. Because I've noticed kind of right now I'm going through like a super rough patch, but about a week ago I was like outside of my mind, like with some pretty bad debilitating anxiety and stuff. And I was like in this place where, I don't know if anybody's ever been like that bad off, where like the world doesn't seem real anymore and you can't really feel your connection to your body. You
Yep.
feel very much like you're on a drug or something.
Yeah.
And it's like terrifying. I was stuck in that state. I've been there before, got stuck in that state, and I was like, man, if I could just be back to normal again, I'd be happy. So I'm feeling like I got through that pretty quick, but I know what got me into it was, just a ton of stress in every atmosphere of my life. So even though stuff's kind of shit right now for me, I'm still happy that I'm at least in my right mind and can think clearly, because then I can,
Get through the
move
day
forward.
a lot better.
Yeah, it was like I was like scared to wake up because I didn't even want to,
Yeah.
I couldn't make sense of anything. It was weird. It was like the weirdest thing in the world.
I've been there.
But yeah, it's terrible. It's like a hormonal thing too. But I think my adrenal glands were just like totally blown out.
That's it.
So, taking time, because we're always on the go, living in the world. What I had to do to get out of it was, go stop all of my focus on goals and stuff, right?
Mhm.
All of my stress, all the things, and just totally forget about it and go into the woods basically and just connect. And that's the thing I was neglecting and not being grateful for was time for self-development, because of all these outward goals trying to, that we're trying to do.
Yep.
And really, you have to be in balance. And I was getting very much out of balance and I crashed. So I'm working my way, and I could see even how I was attracting it to myself with the just like suicidal thoughts and all sorts of just crazy things, just like give up mentality, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then it just started, it's like the universe just is like, okay, and just hands your ass to you. And you're
All
like,
it is,
oh.
so it is.
And it's like, all right, well,
Yeah, good job, Ryan. Good job.
Thank you, Ryan, for sharing that. So, Janie, take us home. What are your final?
We have had so many awesome stories shared today. And the cool thing is we can all relate to every single one of them.
Yeah.
And we all come from all walks of life. And, you know, I'm still in the process of a similar situation to what Alex went through. And, you know, and then even like Ryan, I've been in that space before too. And, you know, to get out of that space and to feel like you're you again, it's not like you can go back to normal, because you're not who you were when you were normal before, even 5 minutes ago. So it's like you're moving forward with the knowledge that you have now and the experiences, even from 5, 10, 15 minutes ago to now, and choices of what you do with that, moving forward. And so I have had to really work on the baby steps, especially in the last 4 years. And so it's like, okay, this occurred, and to stop and consciously make a choice, because it can drag you down like that, or it can just be neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then something happened a couple years ago where it felt like when the planets aligned, it felt like I was being hugged from the inside out, like from, you know, that awesome grandma hug that is just blah, you know, and then it radiates out. And so what I found myself doing is that when the things would pop in that were specifically designed to knock me out, I used that feeling as a reference point. And it was like, I'm not choosing that, I'm choosing this, because this is what I want more of in my life. The love, the gratitude, the, you know, inner outward hugs, the love for people, the love for life, the love from people. And, you know, everything that was included in that feeling that I was experiencing. And, you know, sometimes it is hard, especially when things come at you that, they're, for lack of better words, they are literally designed to pull the rug right out from under you in just a couple of words. And it's not kind. So the other piece that goes along with that is when you feed into that energy, you feed it more energy. And simultaneously, it drags you down to those lower vibrations so fast. If you're not aware of what's going on, it can take you, you know, like Ryan, you know, it's he's getting out of things like that a lot quicker than he used to, because now he knows more. He has more experiences, and he's choosing different choices and tools to get him back where he knows. He's like, this is what I want to create more of, not that. Yeah. And so does that make sense? I
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
lost my train of thought in the middle of my blabber.
No, it's totally fine. And you know what, today, everyone, it's, you know, here's my thought, and then like we can proceed forward, I suppose. As we are in the midst of this universal expansion, this universal awareness, this universal growth, that we all find ourselves at different points, junctures, and even links or hinge pins, as we are allowing ourselves to grow, to be in the space of growth. And everything that can or will be a distraction is. And it is the reminder, allow today to be the reminder for you to have the focal point of stillness, to step into the energy of appreciation, to have that strong foundation. So when there are distractions, that you are not so easily swayed. And yes, it's okay to have the not so nice experiences, but that's a part of the growth and contrast that we have allowed ourselves to be in for that growth, which is why, you know, the law of vibration exists. That's why all these spiritual laws are in existence, for us to grow the way that we're supposed to, the way that we have allowed ourselves to grow, the way we have given ourselves permission to do so. So in that, allow yourself to honor yourself where you are and to do what is necessary for you, and to allow yourself to grow like the plant, like the earth herself, and move in the direction of the light. And so with that, everyone, I do thank you for your time, your energy, and your presence this day. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your love, your testimonies, your sharing of all that this encompasses this day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with that being said, remember to tune in often, tell all your friends, and most importantly, may all your dreams come true. Many blessings.